Hi, I just wanted to go over the amphibian comparison activity here really quick. Pretty similar to the one that we did with fish before. So, learning intention, we're learning about how to classify organisms so we can figure out how biologically similar they are to each other. Success criteria, I'll be successful when I can research biological features of different groups of amphibians and I can compare the similarities and differences of different groups of amphibians to one another. So for each classification of amphibians, fill out the chart below to show an example amphibian of your choice. Try using the example search phrases to help you find an example amphibian. Fill out the chart to present information about your amphibians, and then answer the reflection questions on the second page. So for example here, if we're looking at our top line, it shows the type of amphibian, salamander. Here's the search phrase in it, species of salamander. So I'm going to highlight that, the part in quotations, copy it, paste it in for a search. And again, doing this through Google, it should give you several species that you can select from. So again, I can look over all these different options here. Let's say that I went with the marbled salamander. I could click on that one and then click that same indicator of its name with the magnifying glass, and it should just pull up results related to just this species that I'm looking at. So again, I want the name of it. In the case of the caecilians, many caecilians, there's only a scientific name, so that just might be the name that you encounter. So just keep that in mind. Don't spend a lot of time looking for a common name that might not be there. But with all the other ones, I imagine you'll find a pretty good common name. A picture of the example amphibian, again, if you look at the images section based on your search, you should find some pretty good options there. I want to know its scientific order: Caudata, Urodela, Gymnophiona, Apoda, or Anura. And again, some of these are different terms for the same order. It just kind of depends on how old the source is that you're looking at as far as the information. Some good places to look for that. Wikipedia entries are very likely to pop up. So when you do click on a Wikipedia entry, or if you did the Animal Diversity Web like we've done before, look at the scientific classification information here on the right-hand side. And again, you can find the order in that area to help you answer that question. I want to know what type of habitat does it live in. Again, if you have either a Wikipedia entry or an Animal Diversity Web entry, it should give you some indication of its habitat in a highlighted section. Remember that with amphibians, they tend to have some source of water nearby, but I don't want the answer here to just be water. Be specific enough to talk about, like, it's a forested area with water, or it's a swampy area with water. And then what does it eat? I want to know a little bit about its diet. Again, look for sections about either the animal's ecology or very specifically its diet to help you answer that question. So you're going to be doing this for salamanders, you're going to do it for caecilians, and you'll also do it for frogs. You'll pick an example for all three of those. Then you've got your reflection questions at the bottom. Again, you should be pretty familiar with it by now. What do you notice that all the example amphibians have in common? Think about some of the common characteristics of amphibians we mentioned in class. So again, think back to our slideshow about just what is an amphibian, what's a common feature between all of them. And then 2, what do you notice that is different between all the example amphibians? Take a look at the ones that you've used to fill out your chart and tell me, what do you notice as far as a difference between all three of them? So again, should be pretty straightforward, should give you a good point of comparison between these different classifications. So I hope that you have fun kind of looking into some species that you choose on your own and learn a little bit more about them.